Koti Samaprabha Nirvigna Kurumedev Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada. O Lord Ganesha, of the curved trunk and massive body, the one whose splendor is equal to millions of suns, please bless us so that we do not face any obstacles in our endeavors. With this Sanskrit slok and deep reverence and salutations to Lord Ganesha, a very blissful and refreshing morning to everyone. Dr. Bhavna Singh, Associate Professor on behalf of School of Management Sciences, Varanasi, an autonomous institution and a NAC A-grade accredited institute, and ranked among top 50 B schools by Business School India, feel privileged and honored to stand here before you and accord a hearty and cordial welcome to Chief Guest of the Orientation Program, respected Dr. Anil Kumar Tripathi ji, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, BHU, our respected first guest of honor, Mr. Avnish Kamboji, Founder and CEO, Bingley Technologies. Second guest of honor, Mr. Rajesh Tripathi ji, Chief Executive Officer, Kenbox Technologies, Prajo HR. Director Sir Professor P.N. Jha, Registrar Sir Mr. Sanjay Gupta ji, Head of Department Computer Science Professor Kamalshil Mishra Sir, Mr. Shambhu Sharan Srivastava, Associate Professor and Coordinator of MCA Program, Mr. Vikas Chandra Sharma, Coordinator BCA Program, respected professors, my fellow fraternity, and to the inaugural session of the two-day orientation, मन के सीट हटे टीचर लाइटर कुंडेलु तुसर दर्द या शुभ्र वचव्य याविनो वर्दंदा मटिका या श्वेता पत्र सैल्यूट Gautier thing, Hole of Abna thing. The one whose day invited, the one who holds a Vingna in her hand, the one who loads the Binglish cutter, and the one who sitteth on a white sukta. Brahma, Vishnu, and Sikna, Vihel, and Vrikra Sattu. O God, University, bless me and rule me all my engrossed complicity. Divesh Seversity is hailed as the goddess of knowledge, arts and culture by people following the hot faith. She is the consort of Brahma, the cultivator of the universe, and is regarded as the sound of endless learning. To solemnize the occasion with deep reverence, I now request Chief Guest of the Orientation Program, Dr. Anil Kumar Tripathi, Sir, Guest of Honor, Mr. Avnish Kamboji, Guest of Honor, Mr. Rajesh Tripathi ji, Director Sir Professor P.N. Jha, Registrar Sir Mr. Sanjay Gupta ji, Mr. Kamalshil Mishra Sir, Mr. Shambhu Sharan Srivastava, Mr. Vikas Chandra Sharma, to kindle the lamp of light and garland the statue of Goddess Saraswati and mark the beginning of the two-day orientation program of MCA and BCA. A lamp emits such a light that makes the paths bright. Dispelling the darkness around, lamp illuminates every sight. Those who got off the path, the lamp shows the right path. To fulfill its aim, the lamp served the world with all its might. A loving word of hearty welcome from the heart is the sweetest of all the things in life. A smile that radiates love to all the people around makes everyone happy. When are free from gloom, no wonder smiles are in full bloom. Before we begin with the inaugural session, I take the opportunity to request our chief guest, Dr. Anil Kumar Tripathi ji, guest of honor. We asked God for a flower and God gave us a whole bouquet. We asked God for a day and God gave us a whole day. We asked God for a true love and God gave us that too. We asked God for an angel and God gave us you. I would now like to request Registrar Sir, Mr. Sanjay Gupta ji, to welcome our Chief Guest, Dr. Anil Kumar Tripathi Sir, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT BHU Varanasi, by presenting him a bouquet as a token of our love and respect. Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to request Kartikeya sir to welcome our first guest of honor, Mr. Avnish Kamboji, founder and CEO of Bimmile Technologies, by presenting him a bouquet as a token of our love and respect. Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to invite Vikas Chandra Sharma sir to honor Mr. Rajesh Tripathi ji, Chief Executive Officer Kenbox Technologies, Prajo HR, by presenting him a bouquet. Thank you so much, sir. A pessimist complains about the wind, an optimist tries to change it, and a leader adjusts the sails. The sails for this particular event were adjusted by a person who is not only a great motivator to all of us, but a visionary and a person who continuously motivates us and gives us the belief to organize such event. He is none other than our respected director, sir, as well as the man behind this program, Professor P.N. Jha sir. It would be my honor and privilege to invite our venerated director, sir, for the welcome address.
मंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरणे त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायण नमोस्तुते सिद्धे साध्य सतामस्त प्रसादा तस्य धूर्जटे जाह्नवी फेन लेखेव यन्मूर्धनि शशिनः कला सर्वा बाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव त्वया कार्य मस्मद्वैरि विनाशनम. Honorable Chief Guest of the program, Dr. A.K. Tripathi, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT BHU, venerated guest of honor, Mr. Avinash Kamboj, founder and CEO, Bimmile Technologies, next guest of honor, Mr. Rajesh Tripathi, Chief Executive Officer, Kenbox Technologies, Prajo HR, the largest HRMS HCM. My colleague and Head of Department of Computer Science, Professor Kamalshil Misra, my another colleague and course coordinator of MCA program, Dr. Sambhu Saran Srivastav, my administrative colleague and friend, Registrar of the Institute, Mr. Sanjay Gupta, the course coordinator of BCA program, Mr. Avinash Chandra, Mr. Vikas Chandra Sharma, and the co-coordinator, Ms. Sripriya Rai Chaudhary. My other colleagues and my very dear newly admitted students of MCA and BCA programs, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an exuberant and memorable occasion and a landmark day in the life of SMS Varanasi and in your personal biography as well, because today you are going to embark upon a new kind of professional program which is highly promising in the present era. At this auspicious occasion, I take the opportunity to extend a hearty welcome to all of you. Friends, SMS Varanasi has been a pioneer in context to BCA and MCA program. As a private sector body, it had started these programs as early as 1996 only. And since then, most of the teachers are still here who have been teaching you this computer science program. They are regarded to be one of the most brilliant and best set of teachers who are highly ebullient and dedicated towards various causes of the students. That's why you are highly fortunate to have come to this institution where you are going to be guided by that tested pool of the faculty members. Friends, this is the flagging off ceremony of your orientation program. Basically, this program aims to bring you more and more proximal to the environment and the various verticals embedded in the environment where you have to stay for next 2-3 years. You will be made aware of all these things, the various resources of ideas, insights and knowledge. Apart from your faculty, a very rich library is here where not only physical books but e-books and e-journals, they are also available in larger numbers. You know, you are under a professional kind of program, this BCA or MCA. And these programs are endowed with a positive approach. This positivist approach is that whatever you read here, whatever you learn here, you have to practice it later on at your working stations. Because you are following this positivist approach in your study, that's why your academic traffic would be a bit different from the traditional courses. Here, apart from the classroom lectures and other insights of your syllabus, you will also be exposed to other rural corridors where you would be given more and more insights, because you have not only to take decision, but you are expected to take decision with some distinction. at your workplaces. So apart from the basic curriculum contents, I would request you that also try to develop certain skills. In present time, computer itself is a very great skill. So it is a domain area. That's why you need not learn it more, because you already know it and you will be an expert of it. But because you are going to be the professional, that's why skills like language skill, especially the English language, your soft skills, your social skills, they are very, very important, because you are to work in groups with others, to how to have a better impression, a better first impression on others in the market. That is very important to learn. To kindly try to learn these skills, because under the influence of education model 4.0, which is here to take care of the fourth industrial revolution and the newly arrived national education policy NEP 2020, your entire academic program would be having these three important verticals: the domain area, then your skills, and enhancement of your abilities. So on all these lines, three lines, you have to devote yourself. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that what I have experienced here during my 19 years of stay, that BCA and MCA students, they are having a very different track of discipline and punctuality. They are different from other students. You also try to maintain that track, that we could take pride on you also. At the same time, one thing I would suggest you, that kindly give even 15 minutes time every day in reading any English newspaper. It would be keeping you fully abreast of what is happening around you in the world. At the same time, it would also enrich your language. This is very, very important, because sometimes I find that during the placement interviews, you people do not make a very good presentation over there due to lack of this knowledge. That's why make yourself fully knowledgeable and conversant with English language, make better attire, try to make better presentations, so that you could get the best companies visiting our campus. Once again, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to the honorable guests who have carved out some time for us to bless you. You are really very lucky that you are being blessed the very first day by a well-known professor, Professor A.K. Tripathi, who is having a very king-size professorial profile in the area of computer science, along with two other stalwarts from the corporate. I wish your program a grand success, meaningful. Thank you very much.
Sir, for your inspiring and exemplary welcome address. I hope our students will definitely strive to realize your thoughts into actions. What is a preamble? A preamble is an introductory statement that generally provides you with all the kinds of information. It is the first thing mentioned on the front page of the document. A mission statement or simply a mission is a public declaration that schools or other educational organizations use to describe their founding purpose and major organizational commitment. That is what they do, why they do it. A vision is a guiding concept for what an institution is trying to do and become. To brief us all about the preamble of SNL, that is its vision, mission and objectives, I now invite Mr. Kartikeya Singh Sir, Assistant Professor on SMS Varanasi, on the mic.
Everyone, dignitaries on the dais, members from the professional cell, senior faculty members and my dear students. Today I am here to present our preamble of our esteemed institution. Preamble means the guiding force which any institution follows, and it is kind of blood stream which flows through the organizations. Means why people are asking you to know about all these benchmark statements at the beginning of your course, because more you will associate with the genesis of this particular institution, more holistic development will take place for you people. So it covers vision statement, mission statement, quality policy and guiding values. So let's begin with the vision statement of our institution, and it says, this is the vision statement: to become a constantly growing center of excellence, nurturing global-centric professional leadership based on ethical and moral attributes. 3 benchmark statements are incorporated in this particular thing. We want to establish ourselves as a center of excellence in learning. We want to develop global leaders, and whatever action we are going to undertake, it should be ethically and morally correct. These are the basic guiding principles through which we want to achieve something great in life. But at the same time, I have tried to create a contrast between these vision statements and new education policy. Why it becomes more significant? Because things which we had adopted way back in 1995 has now started reflecting in our new education policy 2020. So this is the contrast between new education policy as well as our own vision statement. If you see NEP 2020 statement, you will see NEP also says promote each student's holistic development, multidisciplinary and holistic education to solve global problems, and ethical, human-centric and constitutional values. Means whatever we had adopted in 1995 has now been part of 2020 new education policy document. This is the strength of our visionary leadership. They thought it way back in 1995 and it has started resembling in our new education policy. Likewise, if you talk about mission statement, this is our mission statement. And in mission statement we say to create excellent learning ambience through innovation in teaching, research and consultancy for producing professionals capable of answering global challenges and demonstrating high ethical and moral standards. Again, you break this statement into 5 different categories. First statement says create excellent learning ambience. Means we are going to create excellent learning ambience, and through that excellent learning ambience we want to grow our students who would be capable of solving not only domestic problem, that those people would be able to solve global problem as well. And last, whatever we are going to do, that we are going to do through ethical and morally correct way. And the same thing goes with new education policy statement as well. In NEP 2020 also, they also say that recognizing, identifying and fostering the unique capabilities of each student, outstanding research as a core requisite for outstanding education, and the final ethical, human and constitutional values they also want to imbibe in our students. So whatever we have accepted in vision statement, whatever we have accepted in mission statement has now started reflecting in NEP 2022. If you talk about quality policy, the next slide, imparting value-based education of high standard relevant to contemporary world. If we talk about value-based education, we just not referring to anything which is not relevant to the recent world. We want our student to learn Indian knowledge system. We want to create value-based education system. You are going to be developed as a holistic managers. Overall development as well as your rootedness in Indian ethos and cultural values should also be prominent. The same thing is being adopted in NEP 2020 as well. So if you see NEP 2020 statements, they are also focusing on Indian knowledge system and a rootedness and pride in India. So we have already established a particular center by the name of Center for Spirituality and Human Enrichment. This particular center works for the development of all students through morally, and it means they should be deep rooted in Indian ethos and they should be aware of our cultural values as well. So all these things we have already incorporated, which is now reflecting in 2020. Finally, guiding values. Next slide. All stalwarts from the industry as well as academia are sitting here. These are the 5 guiding values which we have identified, and without which not a single student can be adjudged as an asset for the organizations. If you have the capability to build trust, you have the sense of ownership, you have the sense of contribution, if you want to innovate on a regular basis, modesty and mutual respect, these are the 5 basic values which every student should imbibe at the beginning of their schooling or college life. If you will be able to imbibe these things, ultimately you will be able to groom yourself like a complete manager. And this is the thing, and importantly, the same, next slide, the same thing is being reflected in NEP 2020 as well. So here NEP 2020 says mutual respect, respect for public property, extensive use of technology to innovate, empathy, respect for others. So if you see the resemblance with the mission statement, vision statement, quality policy and guiding values, all 4 benchmark statements which we had adopted way back in 1995 has now taken place in 2020 NEP statements as well. So you can consider that the visionary or leadership through which you have faith in our institution, that's why you must have taken admission. So you can consider yourself as a fortunate that you are in the safer hands. These people have started thinking of different eras when those people were not thinking. If you talk about accreditation process also, these benchmark statements usually help people to get accreditation as well. So when we started thinking of these things way back in 1995 has become relevant and will remain relevant because it has become part of new education policy as well. So best of luck. Wish you all a good luck for your great learning ahead and great future. Thank you so much.
Sir, for briefing our students with the vision, mission and objective of SMS. I'm definitely sure they will incorporate these new things in the coming days ahead. BCA is a 3-year undergraduate degree program that focuses on knowledge of the basics of computer application and software development, whereas the objective of the MCA program is to develop information and technology professionals. To brief us all and give us an insight about these 2 programs, I would like to invite Professor Kamalshil Mishra sir, Head of Department of Computer Science, Varanasi, on the podium.
Chief guest of the program, Professor A.K. Tripathi sir. Guest of honor, Sri Avnish Kamboj ji. Guest of honor, Sri Rajesh Tripathi ji. Our respected director sir, Professor P.N. Jha ji. Registrar, Sri Sanjay Gupta ji. MCA course coordinator, Dr. Sambhu Charan Srivastav. BCA course coordinator, Mr. Vikas Chand Sharma. My other colleagues and the budding future professionals of Bharat. Friends, really it's a great day in the history of School of Management Sciences because we all are here to witness the orientation program of both MCA and BCA program. And it becomes more important when it is being inaugurated by such an eminent personality sitting on the dais. Another important reason for starting your professional life from today itself is that today is also Engineers Day. 15th September is considered as the Engineers Day and your professional life starts from today itself. I remember my days when we started the first batch of MCA way back in 1997, and BCA course on 26th of October 1998 with couple of students. Like in first batch of MCA only students, 11 students were there, and in first batch of BCA 28 students were there. Initially our both MCA and BCA course, it was affiliated with the VBS Purvanchal University, Jaunpur. Later on, as time passes, the advent of UP Technical University came into existence, and our MCA course was affiliated with the UPTU college. There is the university there in Lucknow, and our BCA course, it was transferred to MGKVP Varanasi itself. We are bound to follow the syllabus designed by the university, but you know, in this IT field a lot of changes keeps on going. So in order to bridge the gap between the academics and the industry, we do take the help of our professionals from the industry, and in the form of conferences, seminar, workshop or guest lectures, we bridge the gap so that our students would be best accommodated in the industry itself. As time passes, we got the flexibility. Our SMS college becomes autonomous college, and now our MCA and BCA courses currently from this and last 2 years itself. Now we are autonomous in the sense that we may design our own syllabus, we may conduct our own examinations. Of course, the degree would be from the university itself. The degree what you will get in MCA would be from the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow itself, and the BCA degree would be from MGKUP, Varanasi itself. You will find our students in almost all the IT companies, not only in India but in abroad also. Our alumni is very strong, and they are having more than 2 decades of experience, and still they are in touch with us. In almost all the countries our students are there, and now with the advent of the technology itself, they are attached with us. So you may exploit the flexibility, you may exploit the availability of your seniors, your teachers, as rightly said by Director Sir, that yes, over here you will find the teachers, they were attached right up from the beginning itself. From more than 2 decades of experience, attached over here in the SMS Varanasi itself is our USP. Nowhere else you will find in the private institutions. More than 20-25 years experienced teachers are still there. And we have got the flexibility, we have got the honor that yes, the first batch, first students, yes, they do recognize us till the coming batch. As you know that this MCA, earlier it was 3-year course, but now it has been changed to 2 years course, but the content is not at all reduced. So you will have to work very, very hard. And your course curriculum is designed, or rather I would say divided into 2 major parts. One is your theoretical aspects, where your theory examinations would be there, and one part would be your sessional marks. Sessional marks also would be based on certain criteria like your attendance, your midterm test itself, and your overall performance throughout the semester itself. The same criteria we would be following in our BCA course also. At the meantime, you will be, whatever teachers they are teaching in your classroom, the same thing you need to experience, you need to practice, you need to follow there in the lab also, in the form of different assignments you will be getting that you need to complete within time span from the lab sector itself. One more unique program we do organize for the students of BCA and MCA is called as Tech Marathon. Tech Marathon is something very unique program, and that we are conducting from last 1 decade itself. And in this what we are doing is, we do give you one problem right up from the scratch till solution, and you will have to sit over here in the campus itself for 16 hours. For MCA, it's 16-hour continuous Tech Marathon programs are there, and in the form of group, you would be solving the problems. Similarly is the case with the BCA students also. Only difference is the hour is bit reduced. For BCA it is 8 hours and for MCA it is 16 hours. So in this form we generally try to give you the real pressure that definitely you will be facing while you will be joining the industry itself. So these are the few salient features of our course, and I wish you all the best and for your future endeavor. Try to exploit the best facilities available over here in the campus. Be regular, be punctual. This is required from your side. And one more request is that for MCA student you surrender your coming 2 years, and for BCA I will say you surrender your coming 3 years to School of Management Sciences. Regardless, 3 years are not yours, this is ours. And if you do so, definitely you will enjoy learning over here in the SMS. So with these words, I wish this program a grand success. Thank you all.
Don't give up when they lose. Very rarely we get to hear and be blessed from stalwarts who have made a mark for themselves in their respective fields. We are really fortunate to have amongst us 3 distinguished personalities, 1 from the academia and 2 from the corporate. With deep regards, I would like to invite our first dignitary, our guest of honor, Mr. Avnish Kambojji, founder and CEO, Binmile Technology, to recharge our students with his inspirational and motivating words. Mr. Avnish Kamboj is the founder and CEO of Binmile Technologies. He has led IT projects that have steered an organization from a startup to a credible business partner. He has over 2 decades of management experience, several well-known IT service companies, helping businesses ideate concept, theory, plans and solutions. He also has numerous awards to his credit. Sir, I very humbly request you to please enlighten our new entrants with your inspirational words of wisdom. Sir, please.
School of Management Sciences to ask me to come here. Since from 5 years I have been in touch with Mr. Tripathi ji, and I know him personally, and I have seen the success of this college, and I would like to first of all welcome all the BCA and MCA students, and I would like to say thanks to your parents. At least they have given you the opportunity to come and start your career in the field of computer science, which is one of the best thing every parent wanted to do for their children, not only for the computer science but for other technology or for other courses as well. So my say to you is that you should have to first start believing in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, then your strength will get to start getting into more towards to become you a successful person. So if you look into the name of the college is SMS, I correlate it to success means success. So we have to make it success. So success is something which we have to be in a very, very effective and efficiently we have to do it. So this college has done a lot of good things in the past, and students have been selected in different companies. Many campus have been done with many of the startups as well as the enterprise companies. So your main focus should be on the college curriculum, what they would like to, and also you could have to be agile in your way. And as Director Sir has mentioned, at least 15 minutes, it's must to have read the newspaper. Not the Daily Times or something like that, only the core newspaper where the education and all the awareness activities are there, because that will give you more sense of, understanding what is going on, what type of the things. And don't read the newspaper over the mobile or over the internet. Try to use the hard paper so that you will see yourself into it. When you comes to the mobile is m dot, so it will give you not that kind of the sense. So allow yourself to be yourself, be with yourself in the morning time and sit for 15 minutes. That will give you one of the way that how could you spend time, what could you could have to do. So later on, I think I have a session at 2:30 type. So I will give you more insight about of it, how to make yourself as a successful person and how you could have to believe in yourself. So I think you all must have to say thanks to your parents, and they have given you this opportunity. I know some of them has took the loan, or some of have taken money from somewhere else, and most of you have to understand the pain that what is carrying to bring you here. So once again, welcome to the school. Believe in the concepts, and I have seen the faculties here. They are too much into the depth, and since from many years they have been following into it. And the college have the clear mission, vision and values which will give you more, accuracy to make yourself a successful winner in the journey of the BCA and the MCA program. All the best. Thank you so much once again.
Words can move a mountain. There is synergic power in every sense of the word. Words motivate people to take actions and make difference in their life. Now it's time to listen to our second guest of honor, Mr. Rajesh Tripathi ji, Chief Executive Officer, Kenbox Technologies, an IT company that deals in the digital transformation of HR function with more than 40 modules. A passionate person having gained extensive experience while working for companies in various sectors, he was also associated with many companies like Forum for Global Studies, Dalmia Life Care, Aptech, to name a few. I would now like to invite him on the podium to bless our students. Sir, please.
Good afternoon. Thanks to SMS, thanks to Professor Jha, thanks to faculty of SMS for giving me this opportunity to talk to you all on your very critical day of your life. I'm quite surprised and quite happy because I've been to this place for the first time, and looking at the infrastructure, I think I'm quite happy, because when I compare with any other good institute in India, because I keep traveling to various prestigious colleges, and that's really important to impart quality education. More important for me, and that was really when Professor Jha was talking about, that the faculties are here for a long time, they're staying back. So it gives me two indications, one being the quality of faculty, and second is the students of this college are really approving the quality of this college. And that is very critical for the growth of college itself, plus of course its students. Good part for you all is when I look at you and I compare myself 30 years back when I started my career. You are born, you're lucky that you are born in age where India is progressing, growing economy. You people are high in demand. Today I'm heading one IT company, and I see that happening. More so in Indian context, but yes, globally also. Next couple of decades are going to be of IT or technology. And with that, I think somewhere the fear of not getting job should not be in your mind. Because generally when I talk to people, there is always a fear that will I be getting job or not. I say that in Indian context, in Indian conditions today, I don't feel like that any student of technology is not going to get a job. But the challenge is that when the country is having so many students passing out from technical background, and people like me working in the IT sector don't find quality in students. I give a simple example, of course I will talk to you in the afternoon more. Last around 3 months, my technical team is struggling to get a good AI professional.
I am paying in dollars to someone sitting in US. And mind it, I'm repeating. To my knowledge, this country is producing around 13 lakhs BTech, MCA, BCA students every year. A good number. And I think a huge dearth of people in corporate. But look at people like me. If I have to pay to someone outside of the country, it pinches me from the business point of view. Second, it pinches me from the point that I have to pay to someone who is not Indian. And it is due to, because I am not getting that quality. Growing economy. I compare myself with you 30 years back. We are more concerned about getting a job. I'm repeating. Today, I repeat again that you should not be having concern, but more I say for you is, you should be a job creator, if at all, if you can do it. Conditions around, environment around is really helping people to be job creator than job seekers. I'm sure next 2 years or 3 years of yours in this college, a good college, good faculty around, and of course my colleague from corporate, professors have really shared some words of wisdom that you have how to progress, how to take care of your 2 years or 3 years next while you being here in this college. All is on your shoulders. It all depends on you, how you take up, how you ensure that you progress well. I'm sure that when you are out of this college after 2 years, 3 years, you will be a real professional, helping industry, helping country to be better place than it is today. With these words, I wish you a very, very happy stay here, a learning stay here, and when you come out of this college with all flying colors. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Distributed computing and software engineering. He has more than 50 publications in various journals of repute and has also guided many research scholars. He has also been bestowed with numerous awards. Without taking much time, I would like to invite and request sir to please bless you all with his inspirational, enlightening and motivational words. Sir, please.
Professor P.N. Jhaji, Director of this reputed institution of our place, which is noticed by professionals, organizations and accreditation agencies in our country and alumni available in various organizations on the globe. I'm very happy to see representatives from the corporate world who actually hire graduates of institutions like you, Mr. Kamboj and Mr. Tripathi, chief functionaries of their organizations. The course coordinators of the BCA and MCA program and the teachers who are engaged in teaching and instruction of BCA and MCA programs. Registrar of the institution, Shri Sanjay Gupta ji, and my dear new entrants of this institution. As I said in the beginning, the institution has made a mark. We keep observing its progress and very happily note that this institution is visible everywhere. It has rightly been accredited as a top-ranking institution by the NAC, and
faculty colleagues in previous institutions keep visiting this place at the time of conferences, workshops, seminars, etc. that are organized by this place. It is an important time in your life in the sense that you have very happily noted that this course is about computers. Everybody talks about computers. Gone are the days when people did not know what computers do mean. When we were students of computers, it was a difficult thing for public in general to understand what is this subject about. Not many people knew about the full functioning of calculators, and very few people did have calculators in their house. So now the time has changed. You have got a calculator in your phone also. I call this as an era of redefinition of all walks of life. You look at anything that is there is now experiencing computerized automation. Even for mechanical engineering students, it is not sufficient to understand the mechanics and the engineering processes that govern the functioning of machines. For example, look at a refrigerator. Now a refrigerator can be programmed to have, say, 3 liters of milk, keep 3 liters of milk, vegetables, and many other things that you can keep in your refrigerator. And the refrigerator can keep monitoring whether the amount prescribed by the program that it has been given, whether it falls below the threshold specified by you. So when you are moving in your car, the refrigerator being network ready can contact you and ask you to bring some milk and butter, etc. while coming back home. If you are not in a position to bring home the items suggested by the refrigerator, then the refrigerator, just because it is network ready, so it can order that many things from a departmental store. When somebody comes to deliver at your place, then a small slit on the door can be opened so that the person can put into your house the amount that was requested. And as and when it has been dropped into your flat, the necessary money would be deducted from your bank account. So you also can understand, this may appear to be a little more than what you have seen, but you also can guess and understand that technologically all this thing is possible. So knowing only adiabatic processes and the processes of mechanical engineering is not sufficient. The mechanical engineering itself is getting redefined. The way mechanical engineers work, everything is becoming network ready and experiencing computerized automation. Buildings are going to be intelligent. When somebody comes near to a building and puts her palm onto the glass door, immediately necessary biometrics may be taken. And by having your picture and other biometric attributes, a database or a server can be contacted that can inform who you are. And then such gates should be opened one by one, so that if you are a persona non grata, then you would land into a room where from police takes away. So buildings are also going to be intelligent. Not only things are going to be smart. Smartness is something that is not that way understood in general understanding and general talks. Like if you are asked that who is smart, you will have different type of understanding. Somebody who is good looking, somebody who is nicely dressed may be considered to be smart by you. Let us look at what is smartness from some other point of view. When I am smart, suppose I am delivering a lecture in classroom, and when I am delivering a lecture, then I am wholly engrossed in delivery of the lecture. I think about those concepts that need to be made understandable to you. I am thinking only about that. So everything else doesn't exist for me. And similarly, I make the delivery in such a fashion so that you also are completely engrossed in the lecture. You do not remember, let us say next day if I ask you what type of shirt I was wearing, you would not remember. You would remember what was spoken. Right? So I am doing all activities that are required for me to be a good classroom teacher. And then after delivering the lecture, when I go to department office where other teachers are sitting and there is to be a teachers meeting, there also I am a teacher. But now I am not a classroom teacher. I am a colleague teacher. Rather than only speaking continuously, I will be possibly more listening to people what others are saying. Whatever I propose may get accepted, may not be liked, may be liked. So my role as a person changes. If I continue to be a classroom teacher, there also possibly I would not be justifying my functionality as a colleague teacher. When I go home, and if there are children in the family, like grandchildren are around, then for them it is totally immaterial whether I am a teacher or not. They are considering that a grandfather has come back. Right? So I lose my identity as a teacher and I become a grandfather. When I go to my mother, I myself become a child. So this my capability of reorganizing processes in my mind and psyche, reconfiguring my activities, motor nerves, etc., so as to be available as per the need of the stakeholder of my life. I am one and the same person. Right? Then you can consider me smart. Somebody who can reorganize, reconfigure its internal organization, processes, components, etc., so as to be available as required by the stakeholder of the entity that is being considered smart. That is why my phone is also smart. Why? Because it is no more a phone only. If you are trying to watch a movie, it becomes a theater for you. If you want to listen to music, it becomes a music player. It becomes an email browser. It becomes a network surfing station for you. So a phone reorganizes its processes, reconfigures itself as per the need. So any such device, element, system that can reconfigure and reorganize itself for delivering functionality as per the need is known as a smart. And that is why cities are likely to be smart. When city would be smart? When suppose I live some 25 kilometers or 30 kilometers from here, near, let us say, Sarnath or some place, still further. And somebody in my family falls sick, then the city structure knows well that somebody has fallen sick and takes care of my family, keeps informing me that the person has been brought to hospital, when the person recovers, is being taken back to home, etc., then I can continue in my work. When boys and girls are going out for school, etc., then people may get alert to keep off. When shopkeepers are coming, for them as if the whole city is available to each and every stakeholder as required. Right? Technology can help here. Information, you see there are three types of communications that take place: men, material and signals. When signals travel, then purposeful movement of people would be required, but mundane movement would not be required. Suppose I have to tell someone at Lanka that I need to meet you, I don't want to travel. Through communication I can inform that I can meet you. So unnecessarily travel is minimized, but the purposeful travel would be enhanced. So when signals travel, when there is a possibility of communication, and that is why computational sciences along with the communication sciences and communication systems engineering have brought wonders. And that is what information technology is. That there is a possibility of making multiple computational engines work together. There is a possibility of many computational engines that can work together and they can be networked also. So these newer types of requirements are presenting a situation when good deal of jobs are going to be available. Very many jobs are going to be available. As was lamented by my predecessor who spoke here, that the difficulty is who is required where. And let me tell you that everybody is required somewhere. It is just like before Ola and Uber, when these were not there, then somebody standing on a crossroad did not know that some 150 yards away a taxi is there. And similarly, the taxi driver did not know where there is a person who is waiting for him. But the technology has made it possible to connect the two. And now Ola and Uber are operating biggest taxi services without having a taxi, without having a taxi driver. Right? They are also earning and taxi drivers are also earning. So, when you are going to graduate, many newer types of things are going to happen. You have got maybe in your family there is some business, getting bachelor in computer applications or masters in computer applications, you may enrich the business that you are going to be in. Computerized automation of information systems has also taken place, and there is a great need. There is a great need of people who can do coding, who can write programs, who can create newer systems. But there is a great need of such people also who can use the systems. If you just Google and find out, there are good deal of training programs that are available that train you for uploading GST. I think everybody has heard about GST, right? Goods and Services Tax. Every shopkeeper requires to upload goods and services tax. Similar is the case of legal services also. Apart from the Information Technology Act that is already there, by the time, as it was said earlier, that you are born at a very appropriate time. The legal process outsourcing business in the coming years for India may touch $20 billion. What legal process outsourcing means? That people sitting there in US, in Europe, or in countries of known as Arabian countries, in the Gulf, etc., or possibly in Africa, they would require their case sheets, etc., to be prepared online. It happened for medical transcription a few years back, and it is continuing today also. So legal process outsourcing business is also going to be a huge business. After doing BSc, BA, many people go for LLB. After BCA, if you opt for law, there is a possibility of being available to such organizations that will be working for legal process outsourcing. So this I have talked about only two that occurs to my mind. There are other possibilities also. Not everybody would be doing coding and everybody would be making great software systems. There will be some people who are required to train young children also. Indian teachers are also nicely valued abroad. Apart from India, computer teachers are in high demand. So as was rightly said that you should take one newspaper and read. If you enhance your communication skill and if you show the qualities of becoming good teachers, then there is nothing bad when some of you after BCA would go for B.Ed and you can become a valuable teacher for many countries in the world. People want teachers of computers, mathematics, English. In the whole world, Indian teachers are in great demand. Indian teachers are nurses. Nursing is another domain where people are required. So every walk of life is getting redefined. Every walk of life is getting redefined. There was a time when computing was there for solving problems where mathematics and logic would be very useful. And then we used to teach our students that if something is computable, it can be solved by a computer. When you would be learning computer science, you would have certain courses where you would be talked about also what is computable. So there is a machine known as a Turing machine, which is not a hardware machine, but in computer science you would be taught that if something is mechanically solvable, then a Turing machine can be shown to be existing for that. What is this mechanical solvability? What mechanical solvability means that if there is a problem and I have in mind a solution process, then I can describe the steps of the solution that I have followed to solve that problem, that solution process, and now I can explain this solution process to another person also, and that person can also solve in the same way that problem. This is known as mechanical solvability. What it further means that if there is mechanical solvability, then given an input, what result I will get, the other person also will get the same result. So there is precision. What I get, the other person also precisely gets the same result. What furthermore it says that if something is mechanically solvable, means if something is computable, then I can train a machine, a computer also, to similarly solve that problem. Such problems are known to be algorithmically solvable, and such things are known as computable. So if you will have a course related to theory of computation or something, you would be taught, but not in these words. These would appear to be slightly difficult there, but this is the idea that you would be taught. For a long time, computer science was busy solving such problems that are computationally tractable, computable, where there is mechanical solvability, where there is possibility of algorithmic solvability, and everywhere it is being used. It is not to say that only for solving scientific and engineering problems it is used. There is something known as algorithmic trading also. So if you will talk to your management friends here in this institute, they would tell you what is algorithmic trading. So there also algorithms are used. During the last 2-3 decades, another branch of computational science has become very important that talks about solving such problems that are mathematically and normal mathematical logic wise not tractable, that are not computable, where computational solvability does not exist. And it is a huge area. We all know, like when two persons marry, whether their marriage would experience a divorce, you cannot write an algorithm for it. There is no way of writing an algorithm, right? But if you are living in a society, like if I am living somewhere and I have got my neighbors, उनके रोज झगड़े हो रहे हैं कायदे से, तो I can predict कि इनका एक दिन तलाक हो जाएगा, right? So there are certain types of problems for which you cannot write an algorithm, but if huge data is available, उनके झगड़ों का डेटा अवेलेबल हो जिनका तलाक हुआ, उनका डेटा अवेलेबल है जिनका झगड़ा हुआ लेकिन तलाक नहीं हुआ, तो क्यों नहीं हुआ? मम्मी पापा ने समझा लिया. झगड़े तो बड़े ट्रिवियल होते हैं ना. हस्बैंड वाइफ की फाइटिंग ऑन वेरी पिटी इश्यूज, लाइक हस्बैंड would say that your mother is not good as my mother is, or the wife would say that your mother is as bad as the worst could be on this earth. It is only when both the mothers die then they understand that both were good, right? And then at that time, if there is to be separation or divorce, it would not happen, because they understand that they fought over non-issues, petty issues that didn't matter, right? So it is not always that if the quarrel data is there, there would necessarily be a divorce. But predictability is there. This is the class of problems where artificial intelligence or machine learning helps. We grow in knowledge and experience. By experience, acquiring knowledge is only learning through experiences. The greatness of human mind is that it can learn from its own experiences and it can learn from others' experiences also. Those who work in the area of artificial intelligence and machine learning, they do research. They try to find out ways and means so that as we learn from our experiences, can we make the machines also learn from their experiences. So there are many ways and methods are being found, and that is being applied, and that is why you will find that Government of India is saying that AI task force is to be there. America has to collaborate with India. So that is why they say AI is what America and India. You listen to these types of words also. So there is a great promise. What you have to identify, that what you are good in, and as and when you find out what you are good in, you excel. Excelling does not mean that you become better than others. Excelling means that you become better than yourself, what you are studying. That type of competition is not a very good idea. When you compete with the other person, it is not required for you to be great that 5-6 people should be smaller than you, then you become great. Normally in humans, you become great if you become better than yourself what you are studying. So if you recognize that, then it is possible. Yesterday only, I found on Facebook that there is a person who has done PhD in Hindi department in BHU, who wrote a PhD thesis on literature. There is a noted literature with the name Akhilesh there in Lucknow. तो अखिलेश का रचना संसार पे उन्होंने thesis लिखा. And what is important there, that Akhilesh was studying with me. So when we were in intermediate, he found that his heart doesn't, up to high school, 12th, 10th, he was just like us, doing well in mathematics, science, English, everything. But it was in class 11th when he identified that he should start writing stories. And today, वो बड़े साहित्यकार हैं. So he is the one on whom PhD thesis is being submitted in BHU. हम लोगों के ऊपर कोई thesis नहीं submit हुई. Do you get the point? So if you can find out where does your heart lie. Maybe among you there are sitting great teachers who do BCA and then either they love teaching or their parents want, they would go for B.Ed, and tomorrow they would be getting the best teacher award by the hand of President of India on the next Teachers' Day. You can be a person, be in the field of music. Now it is possible to generate newer types of music items also. Earlier people were needed to sing. Now software can do it. Now machines can do it. So either you should be good in coding, writing good code, either you should be good in using code, there also you have got applications possibility that you can go, or you should be good in design. You have to find out one area where you can excel and you can make wonders for yourself. If you are going to enrich the business of the family, that is also a good job. What is required for it? What you should be doing? Normally what happens in any institution or college, seniors would be telling कि क्लास वास करने की बहुत जरूरत नहीं है, थोड़ा पढ़ते, किताब पढ़ते रहिए, थोड़ा घूम भी सकते हैं. जिंदगी का आनंद अभी नहीं लेंगे तो कब लेंगे, उसके बाद तो परेशानी होना है जिंदगी भर. So let me first tell you that classroom is a very important place. Normally we think that we require a very good teacher for the classroom to be good. ऐसा है नहीं. Average teachers are more useful than a very good teacher. When a very good teacher teaches you, then you think that you are understanding everything, but factually you are not. So when there is an average teacher, then you go back and read the books also. So if you can keep noting what you are able to understand, a well-defined problem is half solved. If you nicely identify what you don't understand, you can try to understand. You can meet the teacher again, you can find out. A teacher carries many responsibilities. You see, the normal responsibility of a teacher is to deliver a lecture and go away without worrying about who understood and who did not. But after just 1 year experience, teachers start understanding who in the whole lot is unlike. If I am looking at your faces, I can find out who is understanding and who is not. Teacher develops this quality, and then teacher tries to explain the same thing in so many other words, in some other way, recapitulating certain things, identifying that possibly people may not be understanding something that is required to be understood before this could be understood. And in between, if some student gets up and asks a question, then there are two important things that happen. First, it may occur to the mind of teacher also, why did not occur to me that this could be a question? Believe it, it may be the question that never occurred to the mind of the teacher, that this could be a question. When this question has been asked, some 5-10 other students should be understanding that it was my question also. It never occurred to my mind that I have a question. Some other 10-15 students would understand that they also have a question which is similar to this but not exactly the same. And some 25-30 other students would understand that they have a different question. But this other question, different question, got generated in their minds just because this one question was asked. So when a question in the classroom is being answered, factually, some 50-60 questions are being answered simultaneously. This type of collaborative learning doesn't happen anywhere else. It happens only in the classroom. And that is why, even in very developed countries, although we are as developed as any other country today in terms of classroom education, but even if you go to Stanford or any place, you would find a blackboard and you would find a classroom. That is why classrooms are very important. So even if you don't feel like studying, even if you don't feel like going to the class, but make it a point to be in the class. Because whatever you have learned in the class is going to be so useful that supplementing it with the real knowledge by reading books and talking to friends in the hostel and learning more and more and learning from others, that you would be able to understand why it is so. In communication, there is an important thing. Normally, I'm very fond of giving this example. It has been proved by psychologists that nobody can express more than 60 or 65% of his or thought process. Like when I am speaking to you, whatever I am thinking, I am unable to express whole of it. And this delivery of 60 to 65% of the thought process, this happens only for the best orator or the best writer. 35% remains in the mind. हम लोगों का, छोटों लोगों का काम तो 30-35% में चलता है. We cannot speak out more than 35-40% what I am thinking when I am talking to you. That is why people keep saying, are you able to understand? Are you able to get me what I am saying? Because I am worried about it, that people may not be understanding. What factually person wants to say, are you able to understand that which I have not been able to speak or convey? जो मैं नहीं बोल पाता हूँ. लेकिन लोग बड़े समझदार होते हैं. लोग कहते हैं आप चिंता मत कीजिए, हम समझ रहे हैं आप क्या कह रहे हैं. What it means that human mind is so nicely trained since childhood that you can understand if something is spoken, you can understand that also which is not spoken. That is why people say, give in black and white. Give in black and white. Black जो लिखा हुआ है, white that has to be inferred by after reading the black. Do you get this point? And that is what happens in the classroom. जैसे आपको याद होगा, कविता पढ़ाया होगा भाषा टीचर ने, कहते हैं कवि ये कहना चाहता है, लिखा कुछ और है, कहना कुछ और चाहता है. Do you get the point? The teacher is trying to explain why it is written so and what has been left out. It is a very difficult problem for anybody, even if somebody writes a book, goes through this pain. That is why in preface they would write that if you know this, you can skip first chapter. I am first introducing these concepts in the first chapter. Other things would come in the later chapters. You can connect the other chapters with the other chapters of the other subject. It is a very difficult process to express. So when a teacher is standing for an hour in the classroom, it is not a simple activity. Try to stand somewhere and speak for 15 minutes. Then you will realize that what labor a teacher puts in for preparing a lecture that is being delivered to you. And the type of whys that would be answered in the classroom, it will not be available in the books. And the types of questions that would be generated. And when a teacher has been teaching for years together, for decades, 2 decades, 2.5 decades, then those are the whys that are collected by the teachers and they are to be made available. That is why a teacher carries more responsibility than the salary that he is getting for, he or she is getting for. Salary तो खाली इसी का है कि ज्ञान का उल्टी करिए, कक्षा में चले जाइए. But keeping track of who is understanding, who is not. अगर थोड़ा सा डांटने से काम चले तो डांट के कि नहीं तुम्हें पढ़ना चाहिए, समझाने से चले से, ये मुफ्त का करता है टीचर, इसका पैसा नहीं मिलता है. Teacher takes onto himself this responsibility of hand holding of students, starting from junior KG, senior KG up to the highest level of PhD. Teachers takes this responsibility of making you understand so that you feel like learning and you learn. So this is my strong advice, that when there are classes, do not skip a class. Do study. And the best would be if you read once and then come to the classroom and make a question. And if you are making a question, meeting your teachers every now and then, you are going to have very great understanding. So as has been said, that if you are sincere in what you are doing and you can nicely locate what you could be good for, what are the methods for it? How could you find out what you could be good for? Like, if you want to understand how the internet operates, there are many internet service providers in every city where you are. BSNL is there, others are also there. Geo I have seen, they are digging, they are going to put cables, etc. So they have got places where from they do monitoring of the network. When you would be studying a course on computer networks, you would be memorizing various definitions, etc., and that are very good. But there are many network monitoring equipments that are placed at internet service providers' place. Like if you visit Shukruva exchange there here in Varanasi, so if they demand of 2,000, 3,000 rupees during summer break or winter break, try to find some time there. I mean, if you get a small training after first year itself, and go and see what are the types of equipments that are used for monitoring the network parameters. If you would only know the names and how those equipments are used, there are many companies that deal with networks, etc., they would hire you. Similarly, there is a diesel locomotive workshops. Tomorrow, even the automobile shops, the newer types of automobile that are going to come, they also have computerized instrumentation. There are tools that are used and there is instrumentation also. There is a difference between the word tool and instruments also, that one should also understand. Right? Normally people interchangeably use the words tool and instruments. How does the tool work? Interestingly, poor tool does not know what is being done. It is user of the tool knows what is being done. That is why we don't feel happy if I have been used as a tool. I will never be happy. Right? But if you have been instrumental in getting some marriage settled, you will feel happy because you know what you did. Right? So there are tools and instruments that are used by engineers at these places. Tools are something that they would invoke. It can be a program also, a tool, to find out what is happening. And instruments are those programs that become the part of the automated system and they consume energy from the whole system, and they keep working along with the system and keep telling what is happening. So if voltmeter, if you hold the probe and go and measure voltage, then it is a tool. But if there is a voltmeter in the circuit, it becomes an instrument. So there are many types of tools and instruments. Instruments can be monitored by the engineers and they can find out what is happening in the network, and by putting the tool you can find out instantly what is happening. So there are many tools and instruments that are deployed, employed by many organizations that you would find in years to come in every city that would be there. So if you find time, I think the institution can also make a list of such organizations in Varanasi, in other cities, where you can have free probation. Free means that you, even if you are required to pay, you should pay and go and learn how things are being made use of. Practical knowledge is very important. There is a difference between the computer science jobs and non-computer science jobs. Like for mechanical engineers and civil engineers, there is a junior engineer, there is a technician, there are some junior technicians, then there are 4 or 5 laborers who work. In computer science, the problem is anybody who is sitting on the terminal, he is the laborer, he is the junior technician, he is the senior engineer, he is everything. So nobody is there under you. In other engineering domains, आपका काम थोड़ा आसान होता है, नीचे वालों से काम करवाना है. तो हो सकता है कि बिजली के इंजीनियर हो तो उनको मीटर रीडिंग ना आती है क्योंकि मीटर कोई और रीड करता है. But there is a problem in computers industry. If you are using some software or if you are doing something, you are the one who has to take responsibility of what you are doing. Somebody else will not be responsible. So, and another problem is the rate of obsolescence of knowledge in computer science and applications is very heavy. Something that you study now, after 5 years, it will go off. Something new would come. So throughout your life you will have to study. Throughout your life. शादी ब्याह हो जाएगा, बच्चे लाल पीली हरी टट्टियाँ करेंगे, सो नहीं पाइएगा लेकिन पढ़ना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कल के काम के लिए पढ़ना है. तो अगर जिंदगी भर पढ़ने में इंटरेस्ट ना हो तो यही सब करिए. बीसीए के बाद बीएड करिए, निकल लीजिए. बीसीए के बाद एलएलबी करिए, उधर निकल लीजिए. अच्छा कॉम्बिनेशन है. बीसीए के बाद मैनेजमेंट करिए, निकल लीजिए. लेकिन वहाँ भी नया सीखना पड़ता है. बिना सीखे कहीं कुछ नहीं बचेगा. वो रेट ऑफ ऑब्सोलेसेंस ऑफ नॉलेज in computer science and engineering, communication systems engineering, information technology is very high. Whatever you learn will become obsolete. Newer types of situations would be there and demanding situations would be there. So you should inculcate having of acquirement of knowledge through learning. Acquiring knowledge every now and then, newer jargons will be appearing, newer paradigms will be appearing, newer types of training and retraining would occur. With computerized automation, jobs also do not go up. दुनिया में लोग बोलते हैं ना कि नौकरी कम हो जाएगी, ऐसा होता नहीं है. Newer possibilities do emerge. I remember in Varanasi, when computerized reservation was not there, at Varanasi Kant railway stations there were only 3 windows for reservation. We used to go and we used to get also reservation. But the problem was, if you take reservation from here to Coimbatore, because Ganga Kaveri Express is available from here to Chennai, you will get the reservation. But for other reservation, a telegram would be sent. When you will reach Chennai, then you would present the telegram. और कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि आप पहुंच गए, telegram नहीं पहुंचा, तो आपका reservation रह गया. But now there are so many reservations possible sitting here in Varanasi. So I think not less than 30 counters are there at Varanasi Kant. Maybe some 5-6 counters are there at this Manduadi station known as Varanasi station today. And you can make relay reservation from your machine also, from your handheld device also. Right? So it is an era of redefinition of all walks of life, all other disciplines. You have to only find out which area you want to specialize in. And there are multiple levels. Now there is a method through which for writing software people don't need to develop much software. There are languages that are not programming languages, they are known as workflow languages, like vacation planning. So there are many services. Services are something that are software created by some organization, owned by that organization. Your software will only access the service and get it done. Like if you make reservation, the IRCTC does reservation for you, but the payments you don't make to IRCTC. It would say that you take service of some payment gateway, so you have to select bill desk. So there is some other service that is doing bill desk. So you can make now, and the bank also doesn't do that. There is an agreement between the bank and the bill desk that if the bank money would be deducted, the bill desk promises that anybody who uses bill desk for IRCTC, let us say, the reversal of the amount will also take place. So what service-oriented software engineering says, that there will be many services, there are many software available as services, so you don't need to purchase the software. It is owned by that organization. You need the workflow, means what all has to be done, and for every activity if the services are available, they all can be integrated into one and a software could be created. So now the time is coming when the computing power is required to be available at plug point. It will be just like electricity is available. The computing power will be available at plug point. So in area of software creation, software systems and services, and the way software services could be accessed is also progressing very heavily. So starting from home automation, Honeywell is working in this area very heavily, that everything can be monitored in the home. Just as I gave example that when you are traveling, the refrigerator can talk to you and you can decide whether you would be bringing back. Similarly, sitting in your car, you can control the knob of the gas stove in your kitchen. अगर दूध रख के आ गए जाते से उबल रहा है तो कार में बैठ के धीमा कर दीजिए तो दूध उबल के गिरेगा नहीं. धीमी आंच पे नहीं गिरता है, ये मुझे भी पहले नहीं पता था. धीमा आंच कर दीजिए तो उबलता रहेगा, गिरेगा नहीं. So all this would be possible. So there are so many areas wherein all these things should be there. Your responsibility is to locate where does your heart lie, and knowing what you are good at and what you will not be good in. Try to learn coding, programming. It is something that you should know. It is not because you will not get a job if you would not know. पढ़ना तो इसलिए भी कि तुम्हारे बच्चे परेशान करेंगे, उनसे कैसे भागोगे? अगर प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं आएगी तो बड़े हो जाओगे, तुम्हारे बच्चे होंगे तो तुमसे पूछेंगे, उनको 9th क्लास में ही कोडिंग करना पड़ेगा या शायद करना पड़ रहा है नहीं, और आप नहीं बताएंगे तो फिर आपको झूठ बोलना पड़ेगा कि नहीं हमारे टीचर अच्छे नहीं थे, हमें तो पढ़ाया ही नहीं कायदे से, या फिर बोलना पड़ेगा कि हमने तो पढ़ा ही नहीं है कंप्यूटर, तो इसलिए भी फंस गए हो. कायदे से पढ़ो, सबसे भागोगे, अपने बच्चों से कैसे भागोगे? हाउ डू यू रन अवे फ्रॉम योर ओन किड्स, योर ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर्स? नहीं, तो बहुत खतरनाक डिसिप्लिन में आ गए हो. इस हिसाब से यू हैव लैंडेड इनटू अ डिसिप्लिन वेयर एवरीबडी वुड एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम यू. You should be good in problem solving. You should be good in training and instructions of boys and girls in your family when they are going to school. So learning is the only option. There is no other option in the life. नहीं है तो बैंक का इम्तहान देके उससे सबसे बढ़िया नौकरी मुझे लगती थी जब मैं बच्चा था. तो हमारे बगल में पड़ोसी रहते थे, बैंक में थे, स्टेट बैंक में. सुबह सुबह उठे, 10 बजे तक 9 बजे तक दुकान पर रहते थे, पान वान खाते थे, फिर धीरे से तैयार हुए, पहुंच गए, 5 बजे लौट आए, फिर लुंगी बांध करके फिर चौराहे पर खड़े रहते थे. बेस्ट नौकरी है. उसमें भी ऊपर चले जाइएगा तो बहुत मुश्किल है, वो लोग भी 8 बजे मेरे घर नहीं जाते हैं जो ऑफिसर्स हैं. बट इफ यू आर ए क्लर्क इन द बैंक, दैट इज द बेस्ट जॉब. 10 to 4. पहले 2 ही बजे तक होता था, जो पैसा 2 बजे के बाद बैंक बंद हो जाता था, आजकल 4 बजे तक है. So, if your heart doesn't lie in learning more and more, do BCA, do BEd, do LLB, उसमें भी बड़ा काम है लॉ में. सब कोर्स रिडिफिनिशन पे मॉडल पे जा रही हैं. All the process, everything would be computerized. Every now and then, High Court of Judicature Allahabad is approaching IITs and other places to have computerized automation. Every legal practitioner, every lawyer would be having an AI-driven system to search for एविडेंसेस, नजीर निकाल के ले आओ कि हमारे केस का ये एट्रीब्यूट्स है, इस तरह का दूसरा केस पहले कहाँ हुआ है, देश में, दुनिया में, यहाँ पे वहाँ पे कहीं हुआ हो. So everywhere computerized automation of information system, computerized automation of infrastructures, facilities, governance. Cities are going to be smart, so everywhere it is required. So life is going to be very beautiful. Learning is the only option. These are my 2 words of advice. Thank you very much.
Acknowledging their hard work and dedication with a sincere appreciation quote reminds them why they do it. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. Thankfulness is the beginning of the gratitude. I now request Director Sir Professor P.N. Jha to express gratitude by felicitating our Chief Guest Dr. Anil Kumar Tripathi Sir with a shawl and a memento. Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to express our gratitude to our guest of honor, Mr. Avnish Kambojee. Thank you, sir. I now request Director Sir to felicitate our second guest of honor, Mr. Rajesh Tripathi ji. Thank you, sir. Thanks is a very small word, yet it speaks volumes and volumes. In enlightening and blessing our blooming buds was really valuable and commendable. I now invite Mr. Sambhu Sharan Srivastava Sir, Associate Professor and Coordinator of MCA program to please propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good present here. All my dear students, myself Shambhu Sharan Srivastava, working as Associate Professor and Coordinator of MCA course in this college. For this program, first of all, I would like to thank the chief guest, the person whom we are seeing for the last 2 decades, Professor A.K. Tripathi sir. He has been like father figure to us, and you have heard him for last few minutes, last some time, and you would realize how simple he is. So if I have to describe sir in 2 words, it would be only simple and relevant. Sir has been from that era of computer science education when there was no one in India. So sir has been from the first generation of computer teachers in our country. But even today, he is very relevant to this field. And the reason has already been given by sir. If you don't want to study, leave this field. And sir has followed that field regularly. Sir has upgraded himself, not only himself, but to a whole lot of students. He has been inspiration. So thank you, sir. Thanks for showering your word of wisdom on our budding professionals. Sir emphasized on classroom teaching. I would take this opportunity to tell something about this statement, elaborate. Our founder, Director Professor Mukund Lal, when I joined this institute way back, he told that there is no alternative classroom teaching, and classroom teaching consists of only three things: chalk, duster, master. There is no replacement, there is no alternative classroom teaching, and during the corona pandemic we have experienced it. We have conducted online classes, and not only the students but we were also knowing what we are doing. In class, when we are teaching and we are writing something on board, we are explaining something, and when we turn around and see the faces of the student, believe it, in one go we realize who are the students who have understood and who are the students who have not. That is the power of classroom teaching. Sir told that you should ask the questions. Definitely. Again, the same person, Professor Mukundlal, told me in class, questions are never stupid, answers are. Questions are the doubts arising in the mind of a student. So it has to be cleared. In whatever term the questions can be treated, you have to answer them. And if you are able to satisfy the query raised by the student, obviously you are a good teacher. And if you are not able to answer the query, obviously you are not a good teacher. Sir was talking about MCA program, or in particular computer science education. Earlier nobody was knowing, and I am very junior to sir, but when I took admission in MCA course in the year 95, after graduation, I went to the bank for making a draft for the first year fees. At that time my first year fees was of I think 11,000 some rupees, 11 to 12,000 some rupees, and bank draft had to be made. So the bank manager asked me, for which course you want to make this draft? You are not fit for the BTech course. At that time only BTech and MBBS, two major professional courses were there. So he asked me, he called me in his cabin and asked, for which course you want to make this draft? I told MCA. He thought for some time, and in the end he told, okay, master in CA, master in chartered accountancy, he told. So that was the awareness level about the computer science education in the mind of not the common person. Mind it, he was the branch manager of State Bank of India. So that was the awareness level of the computer science education. But things have changed, a lot has changed. And right now, you people are the most demanding students only because of the computer science education. So thank you sir, thank you for enlightening us with so many things. Our director sir in the welcome address talked about education 4.0 and NEP verticals. So be very sure what you are trying to get. Obviously, communication is very important, but not only from the person who is the source of the communication, who is the teacher, but it is also very important from the receiver. If the source is transmitting very well, but the receiver is not getting it properly, the communication is not complete. So the communication process, the success of communication process is mainly in receiving. So you have to be a good receiver, and whatever sir has told, you must have received, and I think you will follow. Mr. Avinash Kanboj, the founder and CEO of Binwell Technology, I want to thank him for coining a new definition of SMS. He told, success meets success. And obviously, it is true for you all. You have
successfully been admitted into the MCA course or BCA course, computer application course, and obviously in 2 or 3 years you have to work so hard that ultimately you get the success. The major aim of everybody who is studying computer science is to get a good respectable job by getting all the information, by getting all the knowledge and becoming intelligent. So thank you, sir. Mr. Rajesh Tripathi, Chief Executive Officer, Robotics Technology, was of the view that India is developing. Bharat develop kar raha hai. We have heard this statement from our leaders so many times. But there is a problem with leaders. We don't trust them so much. But when this statement comes from the person like Rajesh Tripathi sir, a practitioner, if he tells India is processing, we must believe it. We must believe it. And as he was telling, there is no scarcity of job if you are good enough. That is the major condition. So jobs are here. You have to make yourself worthwhile to snatch that job, to get that job. Thank you, sir. Thank you for installing that confidence in our students that they are in good times, they are living in good times, and if they will do good, their future is safe. Thank you. Last but not the least, I would like to thank everyone associated with the whole program, in the organization of the whole program, the management of the School of Management Sciences for organizing this orientation program, this 2-day orientation program. Thank you all.
Brings to the end of the inaugural session of the 2-day MCA and BCA orientation program. Thank you everyone. On behalf of entire family of SMA, I